load. Yes. Okay. Step one done. Well, thank you all so much for joining the Rise Up and Carve Spoon Challenge 26 reveal call. This was a really awesome template. I think it's always fun to carve a new spoon shape. And I think this one particularly, how you could use some cutoffs from cooking spoons or some smaller pieces of wood, gave me personally an opportunity to kind of play with some really little chunks that I would have normally thrown into the fire pit. So thank you so much, Jeff. What we're going to do is just have Jeff start out to talk a little bit about the design, the spoon aesthetic. And before we do that, if all of you could go on mute, just so that we can make sure that the spotlight remains on Jeff as he's speaking. So if you can click mute on your computer, and then I've got the spotlight on Jeff. So Jeff, you can take it away.
Hello everyone, and thank you for carving one of these spoons. It's been awesome seeing them all pop up on Instagram and seeing them all over the world. It's really cool. So for me, I was going to do like a normal eating spoon, but then I went through all the other templates and there's quite a few eating spoons, so I thought I'd make something a bit different. So I'd made some eating spoons in a very similar shape, and that was the one I was going to use, but then I decided to change things, and so I started carving smaller ones. And so these are the two that sort of were the starting point. This wasn't, I like the bowl on this one and I like the handle on this one, so I kind of just joined them together to make the template, and I'd like the side profile was this one. So that's where it all started. There were some other experiments on the way as well. These were other ones that I sort of carved at the same time to see what I liked. Yeah, so that was that, and then I've carved quite a few of them now. There's one with an ebonized handle. This one's in a native New Zealand wood, Totra.
Totra?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Some cherry. This one's the last one I finished. This one's a tree called Chatham Islands tree daisy. So it's the tree was originally only found on a small island off the coast of New Zealand. So it's a pretty rare piece of wood to find. And yep, I made a giant cooking spoon as well.
Oh, cool.
This one had lovely spalting all the way through it. So this one's, yeah, I really love this one.
That's excellent. That's beautiful, Jeff.
Yeah. And then because it's the number 9 celebration, number 9 finial in there, just for you.
Look at that. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Jeff, could you take possibly maybe like an hour or two and tell everyone what the number 9 is?
Well, the number 9 was a fantastic template. 1 year ago, we started carving it, and they keep popping up. There's another 2.
Lovely.
Fresh. Yeah. And this one's in the China berry.
Wow, they keep coming.
They keep coming. Yeah. I thought it would be great to celebrate the number 9 because it was such a jovial time when that came out.
It was.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to seeing all your spoons.
Jeff, one of the things that I wanted to ask you a little bit about is, do you often carve a dolphin style hump? Because one of the things that I noticed on the template was that really pronounced dolphin hump before the bowl. And I thought that was a really interesting side profile and aesthetic.
Yeah, I think when we did the dolphin spoon, I think I got quite addicted to that hump. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, cool. Thank you so much again for sharing this template. I thought it was a little fun. Does anyone have any questions for Jeff while he is still spotlight? We've got a waving, Andreas.
Yeah, well, I understood that it was a dessert spoon.
Yep.
And I tried eating a kiwi with this spoon, but somehow it just doesn't seem to be working. I don't know what's going
on. I haven't tried eating a kiwi fruit with it.
Yeah, but like this, I mean, see, it doesn't work.
Gotta flip it up the other way, my friend.
But you're on the other side of the world, doll.
Oh, we stand on our heads when we eat.
All right. Anyway. No, but that's it. So yeah. No questions.
Thank you.
Excellent.
No, but I would like to request kind of early on in the show and tell that I know I found it a challenge. I had to do some things that were new because of how thin and narrow the spoon is. So if anybody found any particular challenges or tips and tricks on that, I'd like to hear that along the way. Or Jeff, if you have any tips on carving narrow spoons.
Mhm.
I've carved a lot of teaspoons and stuff before. Like, I guess when I first started carving, I didn't have a lot of big wood, so I was always carving like little twiggy bits of wood. So I think I'm kind of just used to it.
And for it does take a small amount of wood in one sense, but it actually has a surprising amount of crank.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it does actually take kind of an odd blank that's skinny but tall.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Mhm.
I wanted to know your spoon with two colors. If you had
Yeah.
put together two types of wood,
Um,
when the
This one?
handle was dark.
the handle is like, oh no, it's ebonized.
Aha, okay.
Yeah, just dipped in ebonizing solution. Yeah.
Because it looked so nicely done. So I thought you had put two pieces.
Kind of see it's a bit blurred at the
Mm.
end.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Now I
it's
can see it,
still,
yeah.
it's a very crisp line. How did you do that? Did you oil the bowl first and then use the ebonizing, or because when I try that, it just blurs together like that.
No, I think I just dipped it in the ebonizing solution from memory.
Okay.
Yeah.
No special. Okay.
No. Just got lucky.
You feel lucky, punk. Well, anyway.
I'm going to hop into the gallery. So what we can do now is everyone can start to share their spoons. If anyone needs to sign off early, if anyone needs to head out for the evening or for the day, if you want to wave your hand to go first, we can prioritize you. Suzanne, yeah. Good. Let me spotlight you.
Hi, everyone. Sorry to jump in front of the line again, but it's already after 10 here. I need to go to bed. So this is the one I made today. I was a bit late to the game, but I loved it very much because, yeah, my first spoons were all much too big, and now I enjoy making tinier spoons, and this one was perfect. So I think I stuck to the template pretty closely, maybe got a bit creative with the bowl, and definitely did my own thing here in the back.
Oh, nice.
Great.
Try to do something, with the facets, or how to connect
Mhm.
the keel. Is it keel? And then I put on some iridescent, so shiny,
Yeah.
shiny watercolors on the side and on the front. And yeah, it reminded me a bit of fall leaves with the gold and the copper.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's hard to show. Sorry, I'm at my mom's today. So maybe like this.
It catches the light really pretty as
Yeah,
you do it.
it's really
so
shimmery. So yeah,
very beautiful.
that's
You never know
all
you
I
started
managed.
that today. You'd never
Sorry?
know you started that today. It's fantastic.
Yeah. It's such a cool template. Yeah, something very new, something very different. I like this one a lot. So thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
That's excellent. Really beautiful. I love the iridescence. It catches the light so pretty. Really nice. Excellent. Next wave, anyone who is looking to go? Oren, yep, I know it's a bit late for you, so let me spotlight you quick. Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm the latest of anyone here that's not already the next day. So, well, I really like the concept of, I didn't know if it was planned, but the fact that you do use the 2 offcuts on a large spoon. And as Kevin was saying earlier, that you know, it's a thin one, but tall. But that's what you get when you get the sides of a serving spoon. So you get thin but high. So you can definitely double use that crank. I do that regularly. Most of my serving spoons end up as little teaspoons. So I definitely love this idea. In this case, I didn't do that because I found a really cranky piece of almond. I just got lucky and got a bunch of almond. So it's my camera really sucks. You'll have to look at it on Instagram. But I really enjoy this. I really love teaspoons in general. I prefer to do teaspoons over anything else. So thank you very much.
A beautiful spoon.
It's got a snail on it, of course. That's it.
Fantastic. Oh, really nice.
Thanks.
Okay, who is looking to go next? Thank you so much, Oren. That's gorgeous. I'm excited to see the photos. Oh, Greg.
Yeah.
I see you. Let me spotlight you quick. Nice. Greg, I think you're still on mute. If you want.
How's that?
Excellent, excellent. So good. Welcome.
Okay,
Thanks so much.
Where are we? That's what I did.
Awesome.
Nice.
This was a nuisance to carve. Because I kept overshooting because I sort of so used to just doing everything free form, if you will. I had to keep going back and sort of correcting mistakes. And this is actually a bit smaller than it should be. It's a bit of hang on, your cedar, Californian redwood.
Oh.
I got a piece from Tasmania out of the Botanic Gardens down there. So I had enough to do. Hang on, where are we? 2. This is the second one is a bit better on sticking to the template. It's a bit thinner in the middle. These points, that I think that was a problem I had, that section across there. But what I found was really good about it was the challenge of sticking to someone else's, well, not just sticking to a plan that wasn't mine. Normally I would have just sort of carved everything roughly and then gone, okay, where isn't it quite close enough, and sort of tweak things and ended up with what I thought was a spoon. Whereas in this case, every step of the way, it was what someone else's thoughts. So that was good. It sort of, a lot of times where you end up in anything depends on where you started. And in this place, you're starting from somewhere that you're not used to. Like the concept of starting from cutting a section out of a broken spoon and then trying to recover it, forget the original spoon and make a completely different one was a great idea. The wood itself, even though it's biggest tree in one of the biggest trees in the world, is one of the biggest pains in the arse to carve. It just, the minute you even think about going against the grain, you've got a big tear out. I made some salad servers, a set of salad servers out of this wood, and in the end I had to carve it all sideways. I gave up on the handle trying to get all the little tear out bits of grain correct. So I just used a hook knife and just did it all sideways to get rid of it.
Yeah, that's clever.
But yeah, all around very good. But this, even though this one's a bit wider, I think it's worked out a bit better because I've managed to put the little kick in the end of the tail, which I haven't tried eating off it yet. But that one's finished. This other one is unfinished. I get lost with this bloody camera. I've got to that one. I made the mistake of leaving room to hold on to it. And then I carved the right shape. I carved the sort of correct shape on what should have been the bit to hold on to while I made the rest of the spoon. so it's got a longer handle. And then the same with the front end. I left plenty of wood where I curved it up. But once I curved it up, to get it back to the right size, I would have to chop 1/4 of an inch off the end of it. So I just sort of didn't worry too much about being specific to the template at that point.
It's not about doing it exactly as the template. It's just sort of it's a place to start from.
Yeah, I resisted the urge. I resisted the urge to chop up a spoon I'd already made.
It's good to meet you, Greg.
That's correct.
It's good to meet you, Greg. We talk every now and then on the Instagram and each other's posts, so it's good to actually see you in person.
Yeah, I'm in Melbourne, Australia. Just had me breakfast.
Yeah.
Actually.
Excellent. Well, welcome, Greg. I don't think I've seen you on Rise Up before either, so I'm not sure if this is your first time on Rise Up or if you've been on in other time zones. But really,
yeah, once before, but not.
Nice. Wonderful to have you. Thank you so much. Yeah, beautiful spoons. Like that tail flip. That's a really good accent on it. Excellent. Who is ready to go next? Dominic. We'll go Dominic first and then. Okay, I've got you. You're in the spotlight.
Excellent. So, damn. Yeah, I think the light is pretty bad. I just have to turn off another one.
Dominic's on vacation right now too, so he's joining us on a holiday, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. I finished this one yesterday. It's cherry, and I made 3 other spoons. So one pair of salad servers and another one which looks pretty similar to this one. Yeah, it doesn't have the big bump there. I was just trying when I exited out before we went to our holiday. I just tried a new accent technique, which I saw on a video from Adam Hawker. Oren, thank you very much for the tip. With the video, it's excellent. I haven't seen the whole video yet, just and I just had could try the accent technique, and so yeah, that ended up with this shape of the spoon, and it's anyway, it's my typical shape of spoons I make. And Jeff, I'm sorry that I didn't make the bump. I tried the next time, and thank you very much for your template. It's just awesome. Yeah, I think I got a nice compliment from my partner about your template, and not so much about my own designs and whatever. So I think I have to ask you for more templates, Jeff. And yeah, that's it. So the other 3 spoons you can see just on the Instagram account or later on.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
that's great.
That's it.
We'll definitely go through the Instagram later on, so we'll be able to see those that you made before your holiday. So thank you so much for sharing. That's excellent. Perfect. Okay, who do we have that wants to go next? Jürgen, we will spotlight you. All right.
Yeah, I tried a few of these. I'm unmuted. Okay. Yeah, I had a little tree in the backyard that I needed to take down, and it was a cherry, so it was a small thin branch. So I figured I'd use the template on that, and that was the first one I did.
Oh, cool.
Getting there, and it was definitely very green when because I just cut it down like the day before and then did the wood. Not a lot of character in a small sapling, but so I threw a little chips into it. it came out nice. I liked it. So it's the bowl is probably a little smaller than, just slightly smaller than the template, a little thinner, a little narrower.
Looks
Than
great.
that. And then I wanted to try. I did axed out 4, and just that concept of trying to do all the steps almost the same along the way, or I didn't go exactly every step along the way, but kind of having 4 move along the process. So I did 2 in cherry and then 2 in walnut, and these were the 2 I did. Basically, there are 2 almost identicals that were. No, there you can see a little bit better. So that
The
one-
finials.
Love the finials.
Yeah.
Yeah, the finials. I like the nice size on finial in through, and came in then a little bit of the. I'm always playing with facets and never fully figured them all totally out yet, but I like trying to get that evenness in the back of it, and then same one with this one is they're very similar. Even though you're doing it similar, you kind of sometimes I end up a little bit different in the backs.
Yeah.
Not making it totally identical, but sometimes you just end up with a little different point.
Love the facets on the back of the bowl. They look pretty good.
Yeah, the back of the bowl, that's really nice. How it
Yeah, and
pinches in, and then
Kind of, yeah, dude, this one's, it's, I can see that's what I'm saying. I end up with the facets in a different spot at the back.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're just a little different. And then I did 2 in walnut and ebonized my walnut.
wow.
Yeah,
And
like
those-
it.
like these, so these were a little, came out and I wanted a little decoration on it.
Yeah.
It came out that one, and then the other one with just a slightly different variation on the chip carving.
Beautiful.
This
Yeah.
these one came out. I like the even though you're doing the lines came out a little bit better on, on my third, well, my 4th and 5th one. I just found got to the lines a little bit better. That I liked on with this wood. So that's it. I enjoyed it, and it's the more you do some of the same things, it slightly changes, or you get to maybe a little more pleasing lines that you like. But yeah, I enjoyed it. So thank you.
The beautiful.
Really cool. Really nice chip carving details. Those are beautiful. And your facets and how they kind of change. I even like your first one where that dolphin, it's like you've got a double dolphin. Like you've got one dolphin, a little dish, and then a second one. Really, really cool details. Nicely done.
About to go.
Awesome. Anyone, Kevin?
Yeah, I'd like to go. Kaylyn, I want to try to do this thing where I join from my cell phone to get a better video.
Okay, yeah, go for
If
it.
we can pull this off.
I'll remove your spotlight so I can spotlight the right one. And Kevin, are you headed out?
No.
Okay.
Here we go. Being recorded. Got it.
Okay.
So I'll do audio from cell phone.
Well, sure.
There we go. Oh, it's not just muted. I gotta turn the volume down. There you go. Okay, this should be good. All right, so I carved the whole set. I carved 6. I carved 6 that are the same, and then 2 in black walnut. I was enamored with the shape right away when I saw it. Oh, sorry, I'm very shaky. Does the video look shaky?
It's a
So
little
I liked the elongated shape right away when I saw it, and I've always liked the idea of like fancy, like silverware or plates for very specific things. So I really like the idea of having like a dessert set for like a fancy dessert after a meal or a gathering. I have friends that always served dessert to kids in like these really fancy crystal goblets with fancy silverware, and they, rather than it being kids and being like, we don't want it to break, so we're not using it for the kids, that's when they busted out their fanciest dessert. I always thought it was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
So I carved these 6 from this bird's eye cherry that I have, which is really lovely, but really frustrating to carve because the tiny knots will like raise. So you end up doing your finishing cuts like 8 times because they always feel bumpy. And carving the really narrow spoons was interesting because I had to learn new ways to hold the spoons, especially for carving the bowl across the grain. In a minute, okay? And I also found that because they're narrow, the opposing sides of the spoons are so close together that you really see any asymmetry. So I found that I really had to put a lot of effort into holding them up for a silhouette to kind of see. And I spent a lot of effort on these, getting them symmetrical. So they're all pretty identical. What ended up happening was like the top rims are a little different. The handle shapes are a little different. The facets on the back, this one has like 3 facets going down the back. Some are smooth. Some have a ridge here where the grain changes. Some don't. You know, you see a detail and you kind of go with it. So they're similar. This one, I had a blank that was very tall and I thought I could get 2 spoons out of the blank. So I bandsawed this one in half to try to make 2. And then I liked it was like the perfect shape right off the bandsaw. So I left the bandsaw ridges on the handle.
It's cool, eh?
And I thought that, I thought my bandsaw is so poorly tuned that it leaves these ridges and tracks. But I thought it was a cool thing. And then that became an added challenge because that meant I couldn't fix this surface. If I accidentally clipped off a corner, that was it. The bandsaw marks were gone. And then I had to try to keep it clean the whole time too. I didn't want it to get dark and dingy while I was carving it. So I really like the shape. I like having a set. I'm actually RUAC number 26. I don't know if people know this, but we have numbers assigned to us from when we joined. And the original idea was that if there were any arguments about what's the best oil or what's a real sycamore or what Sean is the best Sean, that it would be decided by whoever had the lowest RUAC number. So even though I was RUAC like number 18 or whatever, I asked if I could be number 26 because that was my number in sports. So I'm glad that I like the number 26. And then I was even more chuffed that Jeff wanted to celebrate the anniversary of the number 9. So I have some number 9s that I wanted to highlight. just a few of my, just a couple of favorites. Okay,
shut him down, Kaylyn. Shut him down.
Just the highlights. I'll be quick. No. So I did carve 3. Those are some from my species library, which is over here, which I've disassembled to make this display. I did carve 3 new number 9s during the challenge, just because Jeff asked. I wanted to make sure I honored Jeff and his request. So I had this cherry one in the works that I finished. This was really spalty cherry. It smells amazing. This is from a hemlock tree. I just carved this yesterday. I've never carved hemlock. So this one is drying. And then from a broken number 26, I carved this tiny number 9 because I have a hat with a pocket in it. And, what's this? I don't know what's this garbage doing here? Let's get rid of that. So I wanted a number 9 to put in my hat pocket, which I can't seem to. There we go. Perfect. So now I have a hat number 9. So there's my 26 collection and some of my 9s. So thanks very much, Jeff, for supplying the template. It's a really cool template, cool shape. Everybody clearly enjoyed it. I saw a lot of them. I think it's neat to have a dessert spoon, something specific we haven't done before. So that was a good idea.
Cool. Thanks, Kevin.
Nicely done, Kevin. Amazing. Really, really amazing. Okay, who wants to follow that up? Andres?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I only made 2 of them. These 2, and what struck me in Kevin's story was that, well, apparently the first spoon, I actually did it right. I took a long look at the shape, and it actually came out like even. The second one, didn't work out that well, although this one I like more because of the grain. This is bird cherry. And I like the shape, and I'm definitely gonna try more of these because I think that dessert spoons are you got like eaters, regular eaters, and dessert spoons. You just need the tinier surface.
Mm.
I remember very well when I went to my cousin. Or no, my aunt was having her birthday and there was cake or pie, and my cousin, he would like stuff his face with that pie because he never got pie, and I didn't get pie either that much, but I was like taking really small bites. And he was furious. He was like, why do you eat that pie so slowly? I can't stand it anymore. And I already finished my pie. But anyway, yeah, this is elderberry. I put some. Another thing that Kevin said, that with the spoon getting dirty. I don't know exactly what it is with my hands, but it seems like I'm shedding all day long. And when I try to finish a white spoon, it just turns ugly for some reason. I don't know, but I like the shape. I like the mouth feel. I'm finally, after a year, getting into making my bowls a lot thinner, which definitely improves the mouth feel. I like this one because it's almost like a bit slanted like this.
Looks good.
And the kiwi thing is still a problem, but I'll get to that. But no, I really like them, and I'm definitely gonna make more of these. They're fun, and I gotta stall the 12th of December. So if I can make a few more, I'll say New Zealand design.
Oh, nice. Good selling point.
So yeah, thanks. Yeah, very
Really
nice.
beautiful job. Yeah, the grain in that bird cherry is fantastic. That's really, really cool. Nice. Excellent.
It was a strange offcut from the log, where I split it in half, and then I took, like, if this is the log, you split it in half, and then you take like a quarter out of the, well, not, I can't explain it. Well, anyway, but this is what it turned out to be. So
Excellent.
anyway,
Really nice. Thank you. Okay, who do we have next? Anyone? Nate? Yeah. Let me spotlight you. Excellent. And you're on mute still.
Hi,
Hello.
Hi.
I'm new to Rise Up and Carve. This is my only my second time on, so I'm enjoying it so far. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so this is my my attempt at the template, which I really enjoyed, even though I found it quite challenging. The reason I found it challenging was because of the narrowness of the bowl. I'm trying to get it flat as possible as well. So that was hard, and I went quite thin on the profile. And I changed the back as well. So this point here is further back. So I've got I don't know if you can see that roundness on the back of the bowl there. And I have a confession that was not by design. But I'm kind of happy with the way that it turned out.
It looks good.
Thank you. And this is Bottle Brush, which is an Australian native. It's really nice to carve, actually, because it's similar to cherry in that it leaves a really clean knife cut, and it burnishes beautifully and leaves a really lovely shine. I don't think you can see the shine on that, but
we can. It's beautiful. Yeah,
it's really gorgeous. I love it. So So that's mine. I think I'm still a little bit scarred from the experience, so I haven't gone back for a second one yet. And I heard the conversations about number 9, so I wasn't around then. I only started food carving about 12 months ago, so I thought I'll go back and have a look at it. And this is my number 9, which is a little bit not as that asked as the other ones, because again, not by design, it was a little bit of a slip up with a crack in the bowl that I had to take down, so it's a bit narrower than it normally would. But this is also bottle brush, and I really enjoyed doing the big facets on the handle. Yeah, it was good. And the finial, I finally got a reasonably decent finial on this one, because any other previous attempts had been so ridiculous, I just cut them off. So anyway.
They look great.
Thank you for the template. And yeah, I really enjoyed it immensely.
Have you tried to use it yet, Anne?
Well, I'm a bit hesitant because it's so thin. It's bendy.
Yep.
It's so thin.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure how practical it is, but I will try it. And if it breaks, it breaks, I suppose. But it seems to be fairly flexible, so it could be okay. I mean,
It'll work for pudding, not ice cream.
Very flexible, something will be okay, but you would need something like a big heavy mud cake with it, because
yeah,
like it.
Delicate desserts. Those custom
delicate dessert spoons.
Yeah, really, really beautiful. And that wood grain is gorgeous. The color variation on it is so
yes, yeah, it's got this lovely yeah, the beautiful stripe that you get through it. And if you cut it on the right sort of on the right log on the right angle, you get that stripe running right down the middle of your piece. So it's lovely.
Well, welcome to Rise Up for your second time. And can you pronounce your name? Is it
Neen?
Neen, good to meet you. Thank you so much. Excellent. All right, who is next? Give a wave. All right, Kate. Excellent. I'll spotlight you.
Hey, I'm unmuted. Hold on, let me go downstairs and get my spoons.
It's a long way down.
Just kidding. Okay, so
you have one of those fancy houses with 2 stairwells.
So anywho, I was so excited. I like this template because I don't know, I just like the length. When I first saw it, I was like, oh yeah, that's such a Jeff, style or whatever. And then so anyway, I made this one. I tried to have graffiti on it, like the graffiti style spoon. And then this one was hawthorn. It was hard. I wish that I had painted it a little differently, because I chip carved it, but like if I had gotten the paint into the chip carving line, it would have looked more clean, but whatever, so I don't know. Anyway, so this one was tricky because it had a branch right here, and so I had to stop carving it right before the branch came through on this side, and it turned out to be thin enough. Like I didn't have to keep it too thick, but I did stop carving it to stop the branch. And then I carved a last minute one in cherry, which actually I think turned out more beautiful in terms of like the shape. I think I did a better job in some ways, but I did carve like deeper bowls because I just like that style. I tend to carve deeper bowls, but I felt like it could scoop more dessert. I don't know. Anyway, so those are my 2. This one, I have bad lighting in here, but anywho.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I love that chip carving. Your lettering on that is awesome, Kate. That's really
Yeah.
cool.
Thank you. It was,
Did you
is it
paint?
backwards to you? I don't know.
There you go. Yeah.
Looks good.
Anyway,
Did you have to paint in and around those letters very delicately? What was your process there?
yeah, I painted in and around the letters with this tiny, tiny paintbrush right here.
Yeesh.
Ooh, woohoo.
Yikes.
Yeah. So I still feel like I could have done a better job, but it was pretty tiny. So, and then, yeah, I debated whether to make the letters colors, but the hawthorn had like a natural gradient in the wood, and so I just left the wood color. Yeah, that was that. So I do love this template. I think it's really fun. I just love this gentle swoop here on the sides, and yeah, it's been really good. I'm so glad we had a New Zealand person do the template, and it's not 6 a.m. so I'm like ready to go. Anyway, thanks for that, Jeff, and thanks for hosting, Kaylyn.
Yeah, thank you, Kate. Those are fantastic. Wonderful. Okay, give a wave for anyone who is going to be next. Ian. All right, Ian. You're still on mute. Oh, there you go. Good.
Yep. This is the first one.
Woo.
Bird cherry. I found it a total pain to axe out. It took me about three blanks to get it right. Probably better that way. So yeah, that's a very, very old bit of bird cherry, and a chip carved the front, and then chip carved the back.
Wow.
Loved it. And then, as by chance, I was cutting down a bird cherry about a week ago. So this is a fresh piece of bird cherry, and I decided to make it into a cooker, because it's, even though it was a pain to carve, to axe out, it's really nice to carve, just all the shapes and the lines, and then a colrose the end, and some crazy stuff at the end. But no, I absolutely, it's just so nice to carve the shape. Loved it.
I love your decorations on them, mate. They're amazing.
Yeah, I've got to that point where I can't leave a piece of plain wood now. I've just got to put something on it.
Can you show the chip carving on the first one again at the keel?
Keel there.
Oh, that's beautiful. Wow. Yeah, really cool.
And then to display these beautiful spoons, I had to carve one of these horrible. Sorry. Really nice number 9s as a spoon rest, you know. So.
Wow.
Horrible. But no, loved it.
In your
really nice template.
Yeah.
That's me.
Excellent, Ian. That chip carving in your number 9 is incredible as well. Really cool.
It's going in the fire tonight. It's just
It was that chip carving you did on that handle that I saw on Instagram is gorgeous, Ian. Always. Ian does the coolest work decorating things.
Yeah.
Fancy fun. It's just fancy firewood to me, Kevin.
Your original 9 too, where you did the stone barn with the plants growing on it. That was awesome from a year ago.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
I'm sure it kept your family warm all summer.
Yeah, I actually gave that one away. But no, a very good template, Jeff. Thank you.
Thank you.
Excellent. And then can we have a wave for who is next? Really nice, Ian. Okay, Michael from Seattle. Let's get you spotlight. Okay.
All right. But yeah, thanks for the template, Jeff. I had a lot of fun with this. We'll just go through them in chronological order. I don't make a lot of eating spoons, but I would make one of these and I should make another one. I should make another one. So I ended up with making a little stack. So that, I think, pretty good indication I was enjoying it. But this is the first one. So, I, just had a little hard time going as small as the template was. And it's a little bit longer than the template. And, like other people have said, it's kind of cool because you can use, offcuts from the bigger spoons. And so that's, exactly what this is. It was an offcut from a big spalted apple server that I did. And it was, this probably would have, if you had not intervened, it very well could have ended up in the firewood pile. But, and, so it's just got that nice small thing on it. And I think I might be able to get another one out of, the offcut from the other side. So that one was fun. I like the shape, but, I was going to keep going, maybe do a little bit more refinement on it. So we switched to, people know me. It's like, I'm not going to stay away from the big leaf maple. That's all figured. So this is the second iteration. So the bowl is cut down in size a little bit. Handle maybe just a little bit shorter. And then this one, I realized, okay, I was having a hard time keeping the square corners, on the front, just, getting that, I like that smoothness. So I had to think about what I was going to do to get the square corners. So then number 3, I dialed the size down a little bit and it's a little bit square. I've been having fun with the handles. I mean, it's just like the template. I'm sure you're saying that for yourself. Just having it, a lot of my stuff is rounded, and this one I make it a little pointed, a little flatter, a little bit of a point to it. So I was having fun with that. So like this one, again, figured big leaf. And then last but not least, I finally got one where I was able to keep the sort of squared edges on the end of the bowl. So again, big leaf, figured big leaf. And I really like this one. I think maybe is my favorite in terms of finishing up the end of the handle. So a little bit flat and then sort of rounded like that. And yeah, like the way, I got the sort of square ended on that. So nice crank. I do like the crank, just the amount of crank in here. And then, so that's it. And I left it inside, but I did one more. I had a pear one that I was doing. And then right in the middle of the bowl, there was a hidden bark inclusion. So that became a baby spoon. So, but that happened. I think it's in my Instagram post, but I left it inside. But anyways, yeah, love the template. Thanks so much. And I love these New Zealand, time zones we have to do these reveals at when they're in New Zealand. So
There's absolutely beautiful grain in that wood. Is it hard to get it like smooth, or?
I mean, so with a knife, yeah, you'd probably pull your hair out. With sandpaper, it's not so bad.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's beautiful stuff.
Thanks so much.
Gorgeous spoons. I'm glad that chunk of apple did not go into a fire pit, because that is really, really incredible. I think those grain patterns are so cool. Really nice. Okay, who would like to go next? Patrice, perfect.
Everyone, so I only made one, and it is out of black cherry, and the wood grain is really lovely. Hard to see maybe in this lighting, but it just has a beautiful like reflection and kind of like speckled in the handle. And it was from a small piece that wasn't large enough to be perfectly true to the template, but I did manage to get like a tiny bit of a swoop on the end, very tiny. I went fairly thin. I don't know if you could see, like it's fairly thin. So I compensated by keeping the hump tall, going as thin as I dared on the bowl. And then I really love the corners on the spoon bowl. I think that's one of my favorite features. And then for decoration, I coal rose some letters and drew a little character. They are in tribute to this author, Edward Gorey, and it's an alphabet book of little kids who meet their demise in different ways. And this is N is for Neville, who died of ennui, which is like kind of boredom or listlessness or weariness. And so I just thought that was a fun way to give tribute to one of my favorite authors. And it's not the first time, so now it's kind of recognizable, and I might do more. But I really enjoyed the delicate shape of the template. I love how it feels. It's very sturdy, so I could probably do a more hefty dessert, but otherwise, I hope to do more of these because, like everyone says, it's just a good, efficient use of offcuts. And yeah, really enjoyed it. So
Beautiful
that's my
spoon.
26.
Yeah, the grain on it is gorgeous, and your lettering is amazing. I'm always so impressed with people who can cull rows like that. So really, really cool, Patrice.
Well, now that you've done one letter of the alphabet, you realize you've signed up for the other 25.
Yeah.
I need a little bit more of a canvas to do some of the other artwork.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you. Anyone else ready to share? Anyone who has a spoon carved? Jody. Okay, Jody, you are on the spotlight.
Thanks, Kaylyn. So here's my submission, and I like the small size, and something that I think that I tend to pull out the teaspoons first when I'm using something, and I think my kids do also. So it was nice to have something small. Everyone was saying, "Oh, this is such a small spoon," and then I didn't realize until I got it sketched out and on the wood that I was like, oh yeah, it is really small. So like Kevin said before, you really notice when something's off because the sides are so close to each other. So if there's a little mistake, it might be more pronounced because they're so, it's so unforgiving. But I think that it came out nicely, and I made my handle a little bit asymmetrical.
That's cool.
I kind of wanted to make one of the finials, but I didn't leave myself enough room. So I like the way this came out. And I also did a, based on your recommendations, I never had made one before. I made a number 9.
Beautiful.
Ah, nice. I can finally cross Jody off the list.
There you go.
There you go.
Look at that.
Gracious.
That's gorgeous.
That you like it. So I'm interested. I haven't used it yet, and I hear that it's useful. So
I'm told they're useful.
thank you both.
Thanks.
Really
That's
cool.
awesome, Jody.
Yeah, thanks.
And the number 9s they're easy to eat with. They may look not like they would be, but I enjoy using mine too. But so nice. Okay. Anyone else who has one to share today? I know there's a few folks on the line. Bonnie? Yep. Excellent. And then we'll go with John after Bonnie. Here. All right, Bonnie.
Hello, everybody. And this is my first show and tell. And I've started spoon carving about 6 months ago. And I've really enjoyed it. I was really intrigued with this template. I like the size of it. I like the functionality. It has a good mouth feel.
Looks great.
And I was impressed with the people that could carve one in one day. I can't tell you, it take days to carve a spoon, but I think maybe I'll get faster. I had a little surprise on the backside. I think the wood is hawthorn. It was nice to carve. The knot doesn't seem to hurt the strength, but I was afraid to make the handle any thinner. But I just liked everything about it. It was fun to carve.
Done a beautiful job.
It looks very graceful, Bonnie. That's a really, really nice one. That's beautiful.
And I saw a couple of you yesterday. I signed on yesterday. I had the day wrong for this show and tell. So I was on a little bit earlier yesterday. Anyway, this 1 o'clock time is for the West Coast people is pretty much nicer than the 6 o'clock time. Appreciate it.
I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it too. It's not like 3 in the morning for me. It's great.
Thank you so much.
Really
Fun
well
group.
done, Bonnie. Yeah, thank you for joining as well. It's great to have you on the show and tell. And as Bonnie mentioned, for those of you who are new, because I know there's a couple new folks on here, this Zoom channel is open 24 hours a day, and there are some standard times when people are carving. But at any point in the day, there may be folks in the Zoom room just carving away. So feel free to hop in when you're able to join and to share your carving experience with others. That's great. And John, we've got you next if you're still ready.
I am ready.
Perfect.
I just want to say thanks for running the show today. Really appreciate it, Kaylyn. You're doing a great job. For anybody counting, she's only said amazing once. She's doing really, really good with that. So I did two. The first one is, I felt like it's just right off the template. Like I couldn't get it any closer. I think mine ended up being a little wider. I never noticed it looking at everybody else's. The bowl tends to be a little wider and a little shorter. But it's got the straight handle. And the second one, I think, Jeff, I think you put up a slightly bent one yesterday or today. And I mean, it's just almost exactly like what I ended up doing here. So I really like the extra kind of bend there. So
yeah, my one I did recently has got a little bit of a comes back a bit on the tail end. Yeah.
So I ended up leaving my ends a little wider, I think, maybe than everybody else. So it's shorter, stubbier, and wider. So I guess so. The thing that everybody has been really complimenting me on are my.
Those are amazing, John.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Just for
John,
Jeff.
that's so cool.
Just for Jeff, and they turn out all right. I like them.
The kiwis are great.
I will do a number 9 as soon as you can talk Susan to do a number 9. As soon as you talk her into it, I'm in. But I still haven't done a number 9. That's all I had. Thanks.
I know you and Suze haven't done one. You're still on my list. I crossed Jody off.
Yeah, Jody did it. She succumbed to the pressure. I haven't succumbed yet.
John, those kiwis are so good. They really are amazing. And for those of you who don't know, I do say amazing a lot, but people were joking about turning it into a drinking game today. So I've been a little
self-conscious. Really good, really good.
Kaylyn, if we could turn Chuck's in, because he always says fantastic.
Yeah, he's very expressive.
You're not the only one.
It's
You
hard
think
not to
Chuck
talk
says
over.
fantastic more than he says awesome? He says
I think
awesome.
he is
So
awesome. Yeah.
awesome.
Awesome.
He says like, that's fantastic, especially on show and tell.
He does. You're right. He does say that too. He does.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
I
Okay. I know we've got a few other folks on the call. Anyone else who wants to do a show and tell, raise your hand. Okay, we've got Kurt and then Logan. We'll go Kurt first and then Logan, you'll be next. All right, Kurt, you are ready.
All right, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
All right, this is my first time. I started carving about 2 months ago. I still have all my fingers, so.
Amazing.
So I carved 3 of these little guys. So the first one I did was a little bit shorter. Overall, the bowl is shorter and the handle is shorter, and it digs into ice cream pretty well. And that's just soft maple, silver maple.
Beautiful.
And then the next one I did was mulberry, which is not very pretty. But then I did walnut laminations on the front and the back. You can't really see that.
That's really cool. Yeah, that's
Is that
better.
better?
Yep, better. Nice.
Is that better? Yeah, and then a little bit of a kind of a, I don't know, we always call them our fancy spoons, but the fancy spoons had the end on them.
Is that like, actual like walnut veneer? And you
Yeah,
glued it-
so what I did was, so I axed out the spoon, and then I axed out the veneers and got them close. And then I just trued up the mating surfaces on the spindle sander and glued them, and then finished it off with the knife.
Wow, nice work.
Amazing work for being only 2 months carving.
Yeah, I
Amazing.
would say so.
And then I was carving with Jeff the other night, I think.
Yesterday.
I produced for him and stuff. Was it yesterday? Okay. I
No,
was just trying to-
day before yesterday. Day before yesterday. I think. Yeah.
So I had a piece of apple offcut, so I decided to make one an apple with a little milk paint.
Nice.
It's hard
great.
to see that, isn't it? Sorry. There we go.
Mhm.
So yeah, those are my three.
Kurt, that's
Beautiful.
fantastic.
Very nice.
Yeah. And welcome to the show and tell for your first show and tell. Really excited to have you here. And I've seen a couple people comments in the chat section, if no one's watching the chat, that nicely done for 2 months. For just starting out
Oh, yeah.
carving. Yeah. Really well done.
Have you had luck trying to do the curing with the walnut oil in the oven? I know we talked about that one evening.
I think he is frozen.
Oh.
We'll see if he hops on here in a little bit. It looks like he's
For anyone curious, he's number 382. He doesn't get to settle any arguments.
What's my number, Kevin?
I'll have to consult the records, Jeff. I'll get back to you.
We'll talk about this a little more in a bit, but next Saturday we'll be having a milk paint and oven curing discussion. So there will be a call in joint with this new template. But before we talk more about that, Logan, we'll get you on here. So Logan, you are up. If you want to unmute yourself.
Hello, I'm 14 from New Zealand, and that's my go at it.
Nice.
It's a bit of
Awesome,
cherry,
Logan.
my first cherry. So yeah,
Fantastic,
I
man.
really enjoyed it. It's cool to carve like a template that like originated from your own country. It's pretty cool.
It's cool to have someone on there who's carved it from New Zealand. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. Thanks. Nice template.
Thanks. It's a great spoon.
Really
Thanks.
nice spoon, Logan. Thank you so much for joining and welcome to Rise Up as well. It's great to have another New Zealander on the line. That's excellent. Really beautiful spoon.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've not yet carved a number 9. So that's on the list.
You're on the list, all right.
But you're not missing much.
Logan's list, Kevin.
Don't.
Did you hear that?
He's on my
Don't
list
do-
too. Get on it, Logan.
Yeah.
Don't do it,
I'll
Logan.
get to it.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
I'll have a go. Thanks.
Really wonderful. Thank you so much, Logan. Great to have you here. And I'm gonna just hop into gallery view. Anyone else who's gonna be sharing a spoon today? Raise your hand. Okay, excellent. I did notice one thing in the chat. If folks are new to Rise Up, within your Instagram or in your Zoom handle, you can notice at the bottom of everyone's screen, sometimes they have an @ within a little name there. That's usually their Instagram handle. So we do a lot on Rise Up around Instagram. You can use hashtags to look at everyone else's 26. So it'd be hashtag RUAC Spoon Challenge 26. We'll go through all of those here in a minute, but if you ever want to, you can update your Instagram handle so that people can follow you and follow along on your work and share, I don't know, spoon stories, all sorts of stuff. And then we're gonna hop into the Instagram to look at all the number 26s that
Hey,
are.
Kaylyn?
Yes.
To add to what you said, when people are on Rise Up, it's a good idea to stay conscious of the fact that your image might end up on Instagram and public. So people take pictures of the screen. I do it all the time. These are recorded. So you might want to think about what personal information is in your name or in your background, or if you don't want your kids on screen, it's always just something, privacy is just something to keep in mind.
Thank you, Kevin. That's a fantastic shout out. And then just some little RUAC housekeeping. Sunny's not online today, but I just wanted to give Sunny a shout out for doing an excellent job with Jeff on the template. Sunny posted the template on riseup.com. You can go there and look at all of the past templates. As many of you heard, the number 9, the infamous number 9 is on there as well. So you can take a look at that and carve it, and you can carve through past templates. I actually just realized I forgot to share my spoons really quick. So I'll do that here for a second while I'm doing the housekeeping. So Jeff, thank you so much. I have not had a chance to decorate these. This one's in a wild cherry. And then I've got 2 itty bitty ones that I had little magnolia branches for, so they weren't big enough for a full length spoon, but they were big enough for small ones. And then I am behind on my chip carving, but I've got some chip carving designs here that I'll be doing this afternoon. And each of these are elven house seals from the Lord of the Rings movies. And so they actually, if you want really fun chip carving designs that are quite cool, look up Lord of the Rings elven houses, and each of them have very intricate, like floral triangle designs.
Isn't that what Obi-Wan Kenobi, by the way?
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Is that from when like Amphel went to Zamphanel?
And it's the House of Targaryen and Stark and all good things. Jar Jar Binks, you can find it all.
Friend and enter.
Poor Chuck. So thank you so much, Jeff, again. Fantastic template. I did, out of that same magnolia, make a little mini number 9 with a tiny magnolia flower here as well. So again, happy anniversary, Kevin. Happy spooniversary.
I have to say, Kaylyn carved a number 9 early in her Rise Up membership. And in the last year, we've talked about it maybe 25 times. And I've never heard Kaylyn once say, I actually like the number 9. It's actually pretty good. It's really not too bad. I've never heard any of that conditional crap from Kaylyn. It's always very sincere, and I appreciate it.
I like it. It's a good spoon. And speaking of templates, the next template is live. It is also mine. And it's the first time we're doing a set. And so if you print out the template, you'll see 3 items on it. You do not have to carve all 3. We want to give people options. And so it is a spreader set for cheese boards, butter, anything like that, hummus that you would like to do. One of them is a miniature axe. So if you have an axe that's, true to you, you can carve a little miniature axe spreader. If you're not ready for the axe, there's a standard kind of just butter paddle style looking. It's similar to the Yogi Sundquist, Willie Sundquist style. And then for those of you who are really ambitious, there's a small cheese board, like a little cutting board that you can make either out of dry wood or green wood if you have the tools. We know that not everyone will have the tools to make that board. So you're welcome to just make the spreader if you want to. So that's a template that'll be up today. We'll look at that on October 30th as the show and tell. We are back to the 9 a.m. Eastern time for that one. So that is 6 a.m. for the Pacific Coast folks. And I know very early for you, Jeff. I am sorry. And next week, we're going to be doing with that one, because I like to do a lot of decoration. We're going to be doing a discussion around milk paint handles, specifically just one solid color, kind of the farmhouse style milk paint. And then we're also going to be talking a little bit about using the oven to cure that paint, and then using the oven to like roast spoons, add color to spoons. We'll talk a little bit about the baking soda soaking as well. So it's going to be a decoration call. That's next Saturday, the 16th at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific. And that is it for the announcements. Brad, I saw that you just hopped in and you're holding a spoon. Did you have a number 26 quick? Perfect. Let's let Brad show his spoon and then we'll hop into Instagram. You are on, Brad.
Oh, okay. Everybody looks the same to me, so it didn't go full screen for me. Hi, everybody. Sorry, I had a friend's gallery opening, so I went to that. And hi to Bonnie Klein, who I know from wood turning. So here's a little spoon. It's pretty much according to the recipe, the template. It's I couldn't get it down to 1 1/4 wide. Mine is almost 1 1/2 inches. That was just too doggone small. So it's an oversized. It's probably 9 inches long. And now I've got to know what kind of dessert I need to concoct to eat with this. So we'll experiment. That'll be fun.
Yeah. And you dessert every day to try it out, see which one works best.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that. Trying desserts is just fine with me.
I love that, Jeff. Thank you so much. We've all now had the excuse to eat a dessert a day via Jeff's expertise. So I'm going to pull up Instagram here. I'm also going to just allow anyone, if anyone has any questions from things they've seen today or additional comments and questions for Jeff, feel free to ask away. A fun template. I think everyone's pretty excited about it.
I probably did miss this, but what kind of a dessert is it intended for?
I didn't really have anything particularly in mind. I just sort of make a smaller style thing. My wife and my son like to eat dessert with a smaller spoon. So my son had been bugging me for a while to make him a dessert spoon. So that's kind of part of the, yeah. So anything really.
Again, I'm gonna go for kiwi. It's too easy.
My question, Jeff, to you is, how do you get through making so many spoons in a day?
I don't make too many in a day, but yeah, I know I'd spend far too much time carving, I think. Lots of other stuff doesn't get done, so.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to stop the recording. You can all kind of hang out and we'll